Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader. It's Wednesday night, June the 22nd. And officially the beginning of summer yesterday, I believe it was. Anyway, I don't know what it has to do with the market, but we had a pretty good day until the Fed spoke. Mr. Bernanke opened his big mouth. The market dropped pretty sharply in the last hour and a half. So a lot of the gains for the early part of the session for our traders were cut back or dissipated, but let's talk about some of the stocks that had real good days today, starting with ACHN Pharmaceuticals, ACHN. They announced the pricing of a big secondary, and yet the stock gapped up sharply above the 21 and 50-day moving average, exploded from 633 to 753, closed up $1.25 at 726 on 7.8 million shares. And I look back, this is the biggest volume the stock has traded other than one day back in 2009 when they had, I think, a drug approval or something. But bottom line is we're up against key overhead resistance from the April and late May highs. And if we can get through this zone here, where I can see the stock being 9.5 short term, keep an eye on ACHN. ANX had a third consecutive follow-through session, only up 8 cents today, and it was up as much as just under 3 earlier today, closing at 287. But still, a gain. Volume dissipated a bit. We may see a pullback from this level since there's overhead resistance, but I like the overhead pattern and the way it's developing, and would not be shocked to see the stock get up to $4 level, not too far distant future. AVAV, big day today that with upside guidance and a record and earnings report, stellar. The stock gapped up huge across key overhead resistance and ran hard to not just underneath the very, very key overhead resistance level. As you can see, that has shown two separate peaks in January 10 and March of or April of this year. Key resistance around 36. We got up to 35 today, backed off to close at 34.51. Still up 590, 20.6%, and 2.7 million shares traded. The heaviest up day of volume we've seen in a few years. So if we can get to this level here, my next target will be in the 40-41 range. Clearwire had a big volume day today, traded 10.7 million. Second heaviest volume on an up day in the last month, and you can see how it's spiked up 40 cents or 10.6%. The reason I'm showing you this is because the declining top line and perhaps the downtrend may have ended today with a thrust through the declining top line and 21-day moving average. 4.5 just ahead is be the 50, and then 4 3/4, 480 range is the lateral price resistance level. I suspect we may get a test up towards that level short term, and then we'll take another look at it. CVI, which is CBR Energy, after forming a little head and shoulders here, broke out, formed the 4-day flag, popped out yesterday, and then followed through today, getting up as high as 24.89, above the April high. And according to my records here, it's the highest level since 08. Resistance up around the 30-31 zone. If we can get up through the recent highs on CVR Energy, actually, we just got through that today. Then we should see additional upside, and I'm looking for 28 and then 30 on this stock. ENTG, Entegris, yesterday we showed you the pop. Today it had a bit of a follow-through. It did back off and closed up only 13 cents, but volume increased. The stock appears to be moving in the right direction, and a move across the February high, which we got slightly above today, but firmly so, could lead to higher prices. I'd look for something around 11 on Entegris. EXAS, liking the way this is acting, got up to 811, closed at 801, up 12 cents. Not a big move today, but you can see another consecutive follow-through day after breaking through the declining top line and lateral price resistance as well. So if we can get through 828, that's my number. I look for a move up towards the 9 and then 9 3/4 ranges on EXAS. Big day for LNG midday today as it popped sharply. It did back off, but it may have broken this 4-week declining tops line and channel with a thrust. Notice that the 21 and 50-day moving averages up around the 885, 88 area thwarted the rally, even though it did get up to 924, it backed off. So perhaps we can see some extension. We'll keep an eye on this one over the next few days. My target on this one is 10.5 and then 11 3/4. And finally today we have a couple more SOLR, SOLR, which continues to be the best junior solar that I follow, making new highs today and crossing key significant resistance just yesterday and following through today, up another 44 cents, 4.1 million. I'd like to see it accelerate a little bit more. I'm looking for 15 3/4 and then 17 on SOLR. Western Refining had a good day with a big gap. Now this gap and pop took across this entire declining top sign of the last 90 days. After holding key support for the last few months, it gapped above the 21.50, above the declining top line, and went right up to the double top from May and stalled in that area, but still up $1.71 or 10.8% on 9 million today, the heaviest volume in about 7 weeks. So I follow through here. We should get to 19.5. That's my next target. And lastly, one of the stars of the day today was ZAGG, which opened at 1372 and a gap up, pulled back to 1301, and then roared to 1530 before closing at 1494, up 234, 18.5%. 7.25 million share traded today, heaviest volume since the October spike up here. And at this point, I'm looking for higher levels. The top of the channel, as I've drawn it in, comes in around the 22 level, and we'll leave that for an intermediate target. Shorter term target, though, I'm looking for something up closer to 17 perhaps. Have a good evening. This is HP signing off.